Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. Boy, do I have some news for you. I don't really know if it's news actually. It is a suspicion that I have. So do you remember the video that I posted previously about the It Works girly pops who hopped on a live together? Super relatable queen. She had made two videos about like her experience with It Works and spilled some tea on that prior. And then there was that third video where they came on together and discussed their experience with It Works, which is also the company that I was in. Can I be completely honest for a second? I think I'm tired, like really tired. How can you be tired with your happy juice? That goes against everything you've ever said. After 11 years of influencing and creating content, I'm feeling bored, burnt out, and honestly just over being glued to my phone 24/7. Also, you guys were saying this in the comments that they're so close to getting it. They're right there on the other side. They're right there against the door. They just need to open it. And they don't need to go like gung-ho, anti-MLM, whatever. I wouldn't expect everyone to do that. But I think it's possible. And I think she's getting really close to just being like, I'm done. Because I experienced the same thing. It gets very tiring trying to come up with posts, trying to come up with something to say every fucking day and trying to make it seem like it's transformational. That people are like lucky to hear this. Like make everything sound super deep. And it's just for product post that and you didn't even make the product. Like you don't really have these big ties to the product in reality. You just have the emotions because you've either brainwashed yourself into believing it, been indoctrinated into believing it. It gets very old. And also, yeah, who wants to be glued to their phone? People already are. And I don't enjoy seeing people being glued to their phone. I don't enjoy feeling like I'm glued to my phone when I was in my MLM. Even though I tried to be conscious of it, I still felt like it was too much because I didn't even want to have a phone. When I joined it, I was like, well, now I have to get a new phone because I plugged it in and I zapped it. Oh, have you guys seen my case? I got it on Etsy. It's my little it's kind of gross. I've never cleaned it. Lately, I've been craving structure, purpose, something outside of these walls and this screen. Yeah, being in an MLM and a stay-at-home mom, well, I guess then you're a work from home mom, aren't you? Being a work from home mom can be very isolating. I would imagine you have a little bit more connection because you are speaking to people on the internet, but it can run its course. Like you don't have to stay in MLM. I don't know if you're in an MLM and you're watching this, you don't have to do that. I don't care how long you've been in, how much money you've put in, you don't have to stay there. If you're gonna leave, do it when it's safe for you to do so, financially, relationship wise. But you don't have to do that. Don't let your sunk cost fallacy get to you. They don't own you. They're not the boss of you. You have to obviously fulfill whatever your contract is if you signed one of those, but you don't have to stay there forever. A reason to get dressed and leave the house. And part of me wonders if it's time to go back to a normal job, but then I get scared because I don't have a degree and I have no idea what job would even be. Yes, this is so valid. And she is not the only MLMer to feel this way. And so I think a lot of her followers, and even me, because I was in the company and in a similar position, where they would feel the same way and feel validated looking at this and being like, fuck yeah. And they're not even top income earners. Most MLMers aren't. And so bottom feeders in the MLM, I don't say that to be insulting. I was a bottom feeder. I was a PN in my MLM, and most MLMers are. If you take offense to that, that is not my intention. I think it gives a little hee hee ha ha though. It's not a personal slight. That's actually where you're supposed to be. Like the MLM is designed for you, your mom, me to be there. Maybe I'll regret saying this. Maybe I won't. That's okay, because I already screenshotted it. But I'm opening up because I can't be the only one feeling like this. If you've ever been here, what did you do next? What helped you figure it out? I genuinely love your thoughts. And people in the comments let her know they gave her some ideas to like get out of the house and do stuff. And it's interesting that she's saying like to put like an outfit on or whatever, because she has a like to know it account. Like she's been talking about that stuff for years now, about like her, it's like a place where you can like find the clothes people wear and whatever. I think it just kind of puts it in like a you have one place to find it instead of like 20 Amazon links in your link tree, because that gets overwhelming. But like, is she looking for a place where she can wear her clothes? I mean, I thought she was already kind of doing that. Or was it all for show? Was it just for social media? You gotta wonder. Because when you're in an MLM, even though her and the other boss babe were more transparent and honest about stuff, even though it took them some time. It's still not complete transparency on the experience, even as a top boss babe, because like I want to know like all of your motivations behind doing this, behind this post. Like I think there's more to it than she's saying in this post. And my first thought when I saw this was, it won't be long now. It won't be long now, because once you start seeing stuff, are you going to get pulled back, or are you on your way out? And if she's on her way out, would that mean the other girl is on her way out? And I think they said that they're not on the same team or anything right now, or maybe they didn't used to be. I'm not sure. But I wonder if she leaves, will the other girl leave? Oh, yes. And something interesting that she's doing right now is like selling off spaces on her social media for other companies to, like, you can pay a certain amount of money because she has a good following. So you can pay a certain amount of money and get whatever it is in front of her audience, basically, which to me, it says a few different things. It sends a few different messages. It says to me that we're getting a little desperate in MLM. It's kind of like when these boss babes were in their MLMs previously, but then they started doing master resell rights. And then we never heard a peep from that again, did we? Oh, yeah. And then they went to another MLM. This reminds me of that. It's like very telling, because this is just what they're giving us publicly to go off of. It leads me to believe that there is more underneath the surface of this post. Why would you feel the need to sell spots on your social media for other companies to benefit off of? And I haven't seen it be like an MLM, but I'm not checking her stuff every day. So there could be another MLM's post that she's making, or maybe she doesn't want to do that. But I think it's interesting that you're seeing so much success in an MLM yet, and you're burnt out, yet you are still engaging with social media. Like, I don't know if this is her normal rate, but she's still doing it, and she still sees the value of it for other people, which is probably part of the reason why that she's selling these spots for other people to post on her account. And from what I've seen, it's nobody's like getting a login and making content. From what I've seen, it's like whoever it is makes the post, sends it to her, and then she posts it, I think. And it's just like a post on her stories.
Years to build with over 100,000 followers. I'm going to let you borrow it. Literally, that's what that would be. So for $100 flat rate fee, you're going to get 3 days of story posts, or you'll send them over to me, and I will literally post your content, whatever you want, whether it's a reel,
And what does this say about her attitude towards her audience, that are there to see her and like her success and whatever she's doing? And she's just kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna use you to make my money directly. And she's like telling you that to your face. So like, yes, if you're a business owner, like you can pay and like get that exposure. But she's also saying, like, to her audience, I feel that she doesn't value them because they're there for her. And she's being like, yeah, and get a load of this guy. And then one of her following posts after that is a selfie that says, Black Friday is here, and I'm giving you up to 35% off plus free shipping on Happy Juice. 35% off for Black Friday. You can keep it. Keep that. Keep that, because I'm not interested. Unless it was like one of like my luxury products or my fancy products, which is like Avene or La Roche-Posay. Don't bother me with some 35% off. And that would only be if I'm like about to run out. On here, the caption says, the truth about being an influencer and content creator.
I want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you to every single person that commented on my video from yesterday, sent me prayers, sent me, DMs, just encouraging me. So many of you guys saying like, don't even worry about not having a degree. You have so much experience. You would kill it. Like, go into...
No, if you have the means to get a degree, get a degree. Get a degree. Information, even if it does not benefit you monetarily, is still valuable as a human being, as a person. And if you desire some sort of education, if it translates to nothing, get it. If you have the means to do it, do it. Education is valuable, even if it doesn't turn into $1 million paycheck.
Sales, do these types of things. And in my mind, I kind of have an idea of like what I would want to do. I think I would want to do sales, but I would want like some type of base salary, because right now the biggest
Well, because you don't get that in MLM, and that's not easy to deal with.
thing for me that I'm struggling with is that, and again, this is really, I literally want to cry right now. Because it's so scared admitting this kind of stuff, but it's just, you know what? I'm so sick of the fakeness of like social media. The truth is that, you know, my family relies on my commission, okay, that I make through social media, whether it's through my network marketing business, whether it's through my like to know it, whether it's through my TikTok shop, whatever it is, we rely on that income to pay our bills, okay? And
Oh, I didn't know her husband wasn't working. That's interesting. Or is he like working? They don't like live off his income. His income is like extra. That's, yeah, that sucks. What is he doing with his time? Like, what is he not working? The other or is he like a stay-at-home dad? Like, is there something he can do like while you're in this transition period?
it's a lot of pressure. And if my stuff's not getting pushed out or people aren't purchasing from my links, you know, I can't, you know, you go from up here really high to really, really low. And I also just know that's business as well. So I'm not saying that it's not. I know there are ebbs and flows. I've been in the business for 12 years now. I know that's just how commissions work. But when you're,
And it seems like she's seeing that maybe it's time to get out because it's not reliable. And she's at the point where she's like cracking up, not in a funny way. Like she's like cracking up, like she's starting to cry in the car over the stress of this, which is a completely valid reaction. Even if you're not making a lot of money and nobody's depending on you, the stress of free labor, when it's not even a reliable, and it never translates to a reliable income, even if you're a top boss babe, she's crying in her car.
whole entire salary is based off commissions, it is very, very scary because there really are not breaks, unfortunately. And I'm so sick of people saying,
Yep. What I've been saying. No time freedom. You don't really have time freedom.
we'll take a break. No, guys, there's no breaks. Okay. When you are an influencer, when you are a content creator, there are no break. You don't get time off. Okay. You have to continue to create content for your stuff to get pushed out. And when you take a break, I do feel like it hinders you. Like
I do too. I completely agree with that. That's why I never want to be tied to social media. Like I have to do this. Like I have to be on here. Like I enjoy making this YouTube content and like engaging with you guys in the comments. I feel like it is helpful too for people to at least find like a group of people, or even if it's just me, if you're not up in my comments, like you're like, this was my experience. Yes, okay, it's not just me. And I don't need to feel ashamed because it's actually the experience that you were intended to have as an MLMer. I feel like that's valuable, but I don't feel like I have to do this. And I feel like that is maybe a place of privilege because she is in that position and I'm just not. But I think it's also like she's learning a lesson that feeding the algorithm and feeding the social media it's like what the hungry hippo game, or like give a mouse a cookie. Like it's never going to be enough, and it's never going to stop, and you will never rest, and you will never, and it will be like occasionally where you feel like you are making like a post here. Let's say you're getting commissions from TikTok or Instagram for like you got 100,000 views and you made I don't know what the payment would be, like $10 from that, and you're like, it's better than I usually get, and you're like, cool, great. But then that's rare because the algorithm changes all the time.
and people, like, again, I know there's so many people who are going to try to battle me on this. I kind of feel like, and that's why it's so hard for me to share this right now, because I feel like there's going to be a lot of pushback. But the truth is that
No, and I hope nobody from her MLM tries to shove some toxic positivity bullshit down her throat.
in this moment, I would love to just like get out of my house, like get ready in the morning, get out of my house, have interaction with human life, because I don't have that at all, and I haven't for years and years and years, and have just a normal steady paycheck, and then have, you know, this on the side. It's just relying on commissions all the time. It's so much pressure, and that pressure comes from, you know, like I said, making sure that you're getting the likes and the purchases and the clicks and the shares and all the things. And it's just a lot.
It's a lot of performing, and not in a way that you're necessarily lying, because I think this is true for regular content creators as well, who like aren't affiliated with MLM. It's a lot. Like you have to put on a show and you have to like have a hook and get people interested and whatever. And I just don't want to play that game. It's exhausting, and it's exhausting to do for fucking free. I'd rather just be myself, and if it's a hit, it's a hit. And if not, cool, great. I'm going to be okay because I don't have to do this. So I'm happy that she's wanting to find something more stable to where she shows up and gets paid.
I don't know. I don't even know if I'm gonna post this video because I just feel like it's embarrassing to talk about this, but I also don't want to be, you guys also know I'm just not a bullshitter and I just can't fake anything. And the truth is it's a lot sometimes. And there are times where I would just rather be poor and work a normal job and go back to just being a normal human being. Has anyone else ever felt like this? Oh man, it's so hard sometimes. But I also know that the grass is not greener in that, you know, I could go to a corporate.
It's okay. And the grass isn't greener in another MLM. Like it might seem like it for a little while, but look, she's been in Amare for not too long, maybe like 2 years tops. I think, don't quote me on it, but she hasn't been in that long. She's already like, I think I'm over it.
Job and feel like it's horrible too. And I could also probably change my mind in 1 week or two. I don't know. Like, it's just who I am. I also am very impulsive. So like maybe I'm impulsive and feeling like this. And then I don't know. I don't know. You guys can, again, give me your thoughts on this.
Yeah. And this is what I mean when I say like, do I think anybody should be in an MLM? No. But is it right for people to just like up and quit their account? No, because their families, like if she's a top boss babe. So it's like her family is depending on her, like she's saying, I believe that part for the income, steady or unsteady. They depend on her to whatever degree. And so her leaving just because she doesn't like it and being impulsive doesn't make sense. Okay, so leaving when it's like safe to do so financially makes more sense. And I would love to see her find something not MLM related and just something more ethical, even if you're in the rat race, even if you're in corporate, that would take some pressure off of her in that like mental load kind of a way where you're like constantly coming up with more content to make. Oh my gosh, it's just overwhelming to me. So I can see her desire to want to move to something more steady and chill.
But it is hard as being a content creator and solely relying on your commissions and getting buys and clicks and getting content pushed out all the time. And you do. And I don't care what anyone says. You do have to look good. Like, that's another thing. When people are like, well, just show up.
Period. I was thinking that today too. I was like, you know what? I'd love to just film and look busted like I have all day, all week. Actually, I've just looked slovenly. But that doesn't make for a good thumbnail. Is it more me? Yes. But do videos do better when I look nicer? Yes. Just about every time.
I'm sorry, guys, but content when I'm dressed, when I have my makeup on and stuff like that does way better than when I look like a slob on here. I'm just sorry, but it does. Like it just does. Like people stop and scroll, people comment, people do the things. I don't know how to explain it. And you can also, you can fire back with me on that as well. I don't know. I feel like people always say, be real, but people also like, you know, bright and shiny things. And when your makeup's.
They do. And it's always like a mix. Like you never know how to like perfectly attract an audience because of course there's creators who show up without makeup and they have like a bun in their hair every day and they're successful. Sure. But I think a lot, maybe most, I'm not sure. I don't have a big following. But I think a lot of times people want to see like something nice or idealistic or something that they're like striving to achieve, but they haven't yet. Like so many of my old videos, I was pregnant and miserable, but I still like doing this. I still like turning on the camera and like roasting MLMs and talking about problematic stuff on the internet. But my channel does a lot better now. And it's not necessarily more organized. I tried to make like a script so I could like follow it. And I think that was great for the time being. And then I decided to get a degree and then it turned into pursuing credentials and a master's. Okay, so now I don't have time for that.
Done and you look nice. People also like, I don't know. I feel like I'm rambling right now. This is just my thoughts. You guys can give me your thoughts too. I love you guys. Bye.
Okay, so that is going to be it for this video. A nice little short one. If you guys like this video, give a little likesy poo. If you have commentary to share with the class, leave that down below. And if you super like this video, you can share it with your besties. And make sure you are subscribed so you get to see all of my videos. Thank you guys again, and I will see you in the next one.